Hello and welcome back. Glad to have you here again. I'm Father Jason Tyler, pastor at St. Joseph Catholic Church in Fayetteville, and just happy to share a few different thoughts and points about what's happening during this interregnum, this time between the pontificate of Pope Francis and whoever comes next. As I'm recording this, it's Tuesday morning, April the 29th, and I'm going to speak today about sort of parish-level differences, things that you may notice in the parish that are different without a pope. Up until now, a lot of my focus has been on what's happening in Rome, how that process plays out, how it is that the funeral happens, who's in charge while we're without a pope, that sort of thing. But today I want to talk about what's happening at the parish level and some small differences you might notice there. And again, they're small, but hopefully significant as well. So, one of the first things that happened is when I learned of the Pope's death, it was last Monday morning, of course, the day he died. I learned soon after I woke up. I woke up around 6 o'clock that morning and was surprised to see the news that he had died. And I checked, once I saw it on one side, I checked the Vatican website right away just to be absolutely certain. Because, sometimes rumors get out there. Even with John Paul II, for example, that happened. He ended up dying on a Saturday night, but there was a rumor already on Thursday evening that he had already passed. And it was being reported in some places, but it totally wasn't true. And so I wanted to make sure we had the real deal this time. And, of course, it was. Pope Francis really did die Monday morning. So again, that was early in the day that I found out. I went down and told the church bell. You can hear the bell sometimes every half hour. It rings from 8 in the morning until 8 in the evening. That's just how we have it programmed. That's basically to be good neighbors. We don't want to ring it at 3 in the morning when everybody's asleep. I don't know that it would wake many people up, but there may be some light sleepers and such who would be awakened by it. So we normally just have it ring during the daytime, or again from 8 until 8. And so, learning of his death, as I did at 6 in the morning, I went over to church and went up to the control system for our bells, and I did the funeral toll on our bell, and I had that happen 88 times. You can program it in for as many tolls as you want, and did 88 because that's how many years Pope Francis had lived. He was 88 years old when he died. And so that was the first thing that happened. The other thing that we did was we had evening prayer, or Vespers, from the Church's Liturgy of the Hours that evening. And we took it from what's called the Office for the Dead. So the Liturgy of the Hours is the official prayer of the Church, and it's really based on the Psalms. The primary portion of the Liturgy of the Hours is the Psalms. And in a 4-week period, someone praying the full Liturgy of the Hours goes through all 150 Psalms. There are also other scriptural passages in there. There are readings that get added. There are intercessions. There are other parts in there, but the Psalms are the biggest part of it. So it's normally on this 4-week rotation, and the different saints' feast days and things kind of jump in there, as it were. And then there's this thing called the Office for the Dead, which can be prayed anytime someone has died, to pray for that person's eternal rest, to pray for comfort and healing for loved ones as well. But again, primarily for their eternal repose. And so back in February, when Pope Francis was hospitalized, and I was thinking, gosh, what are we going to do once he dies? I thought, let's pray the Office for the Dead. In part because it gives us a chance to do something that's a bit more official. Also because I didn't know how the timing was going to be of when the Pope died. Maybe both of our priests, myself and Father Martin, maybe we'd both be unavailable. So we didn't want to just have a mass in there. We wanted to have something that could be led by someone else. And the Liturgy of the Hours is a good solution in that point, because it is the official prayer of the Church, and so it has that official standing, even more so than the Rosary. The Rosary is a wonderful, beautiful prayer that we pray often, I know, but ultimately it's a devotion rather than the official prayer of the Church that the Liturgy of the Hours is. And so thanks to Deacon Jason Pohlmeyer for helping kind of type up and format the Office for the Dead, and to set it in such a way that it could be hopefully accessible to people who don't pray that regularly because it can be a little unusual in terms of the back and forth style of it. For example, it's not maybe the way we're used to doing communal prayer, but he had the sheets set up for that. And I want to thank Father Martin for presiding that evening at that service. Again, this was Easter Monday, the day after Easter Sunday, and I had planned for a while to just basically get the heck out of town. The Easter Vigil and the whole Triduum schedule, the whole Holy Week schedule, is a pretty heavy liturgical schedule on priests. We do some things on those few days that we don't do any other time of the year, so there's a lot more prep work involved, and again, just some late nights. I try to be in bed a lot of nights by 9:30, 10 at the latest. Well, the Easter Vigil gets started. We started at 8:30. It went on for more than 3 hours. It was 11:48 when I was walking down the aisle at the end of Mass. I remember that specifically because I was thinking, gosh, how late is it now? So it's a long few days. So I had planned to be out of town. I went home to Marlton. Was planning to leave Monday morning, maybe around 10 o'clock. But with everything that happened after the Pope's death, that delayed me, leaving till about 1 o'clock. But nonetheless, I was out of town Monday evening, all day Tuesday, and part of Wednesday. And so Father Martin graciously stepped up, and he led that service, that office for the dead. And again, if he had not been available for some reason, if he were also away or whatever, one of our deacons, I think, would have been able to step up and do that. But it was good that Father Martin was able to. Oh, we also have scheduled now that we're in the Novimdiales, and I had a previous video about that if you want to go back and catch that if you didn't. But that's the 9-day period of mourning, 9 days in which Masses are being celebrated every day for Pope Francis by a different cardinal every day in Rome. During that time, we at the parish are praying a rosary and a novena prayer throughout these Novimdiales. So as I'm doing this Tuesday, for example, that'll actually be at 6 o'clock tonight. Wednesday, when most of you can see this for the first time, I believe it's at 5:30. And again, we have that full schedule up. Should have been sent out through Flock Notes. Should be on our website as well, of the different activities, the different prayers happening during the Novimdial days. Mostly it's the novena prayer and the rosary, about 30 minutes or so at most each day connected to that. But today, Tuesday, I'm celebrating a Mass tonight at 6 o'clock. No, excuse me. Mass tonight at 5:30. Sorry about that. Mass at 5:30 tonight. It's a memorial Mass for Pope Francis. So we will actually use the funeral prayers and funeral readings. Obviously, his body's not there. We're not going to have anything to incense in that way. Not going to have anything to sprinkle with holy water that we would if we had a casket present. But we will, that Mass will be offered for the Pope's eternal repose. And that's a Catholic custom. We do that because we ultimately don't know where people are when they leave this world. We don't know who's in heaven. We don't know who's in purgatory. And we don't know who's in hell. Now, if someone's in hell, our prayers don't have any value in that sense because that judgment has already happened. If someone's in heaven, they don't really need our prayers. But again, we don't know that. There's a lot we don't know that goes on within someone's soul, within someone's life. And so we have this custom of praying for the dead. And this can be found also in the second book of Maccabees. There's a reference to it. And it's been developed through the centuries in the Church's tradition and recognizing that many people die and go to purgatory at the time of purification that needs to happen after their death. And I'm not saying anything at all about Pope Francis' status one way or the other. What I'm saying is we don't know. And because we don't know, it's proper to pray for his eternal rest. And so that's why the Novimdial tradition exists. It's why we're having these prayers for Pope Francis right now. It's why you might have a Mass intention offered for a loved one. And it's why we'll have this memorial Mass tonight for Pope Francis. A couple little other things you'll notice at the parish. In every parish, you should be noticing that when the Eucharistic prayer is prayed, when the priest gets to the point when he normally would say the Pope's name and the local bishop's name, he's simply skipping the Pope's name. So instead of saying, with Francis our Pope and Anthony our Bishop, I'm just saying with Anthony our Bishop. And I had to put a little sticky note in the book to remind myself not to say the Pope's name because it can almost get automatic at that point, right? That's 12 years now of saying Francis our Pope, and I have to stop that now. And again, for the time being, we just omit that It goes straight to the bishop's name. Once a new pope is elected, we'll say his name, whatever that may be. Also, at St. Joseph, we took the Pope's picture down as soon as we learned of his death. Took it down, we put it up on display with some black cloth around it. You can see that in the entryway as you go into church. We also have it in our adoration chapel. We'll keep that picture up in that display until Sunday, May 4th, the last of the Novemdale days. We also have black bunting around the main door. As you come in from the parking lot, our main door has some black bunting around that. That's another custom that you see when mourning a pope, and that will be up again until Sunday, May 4th. So, all right, thank you for watching this video with me. I plan to have another one tomorrow, and certainly to keep up with them, please subscribe. Also, feel free to share this video, comment on it, let others know. If you have questions that I haven't addressed yet, go ahead and put that in the comments section, either on YouTube where you're seeing this or on Facebook where it's being promoted as well. And I hope to address some of those questions in a future video. But for now, thanks again for watching. God bless you. Happy Easter.